Perfect then. Alrighty. Well, 89.1 WIDR FM. I'm here with an exclusive interview with Lee Thompson. He is an animator and wearer of many creative hats. I think, an all-around creative. I guess, how would you describe yourself?
I'm just a freelance artist. I'm a guy who got the degree in a very uh bad field, and I just said I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it till I die, and I keep doing it, and so far so good. I make cartoons, I make logos, and I also host a film festival with my wife that uplifts the creative community in the area.
Oh, that's lovely. I think I first met you and we were just talking about it a little bit ago. When you came around the studio, you didn't break in, like you said. We let you in, but it was the back door, and we're like, who are these people? And y'all were promoting the festival, and we were happy to be like, this is something our audience loves, that creative spirit. So we were happy to help out. But so I'd love for you to keep telling me a little bit more about what you're doing recently. Like, what are you working on? Because I was going through your LinkedIn, and man, you've got so many projects. So I'd love for you to tell the audience a little bit about what you're working on.
Oh man, well, there's some Meat Canyon projects in the work. So I don't know if you watch YouTube, but
100%. I think
have
that's
you ever?
something like I saw that, and like, please tell us more about that because our audience, like that generation, we love Meat Canyon. Like that's big to us, and I saw that, and I was like, oh my God. So tell me more about the Meat Canyon thing.
Oh, well, animation is a really small industry, and in any creative field, just do good work, be careful, be nice to everybody, and you don't know who you're going to work with. And I've been lucky enough to be working for Hunter for the past 3 years, off and on for his projects. And the ones that he's most passionate about seem to be his Melvin videos. So if you
Hmm.
haven't seen his Melvin project, he's this weird little black and white guy, and he's got a lot going on in his head. But
Yeah.
that's his passion project.
Uh,
But yeah, he supports a lot of different artists, and there's a lot of different members of the team, from storyboard artists to background, and they're all over the world too. He's got like an international team, so he's been great to work with, and definitely my most favorite creative projects I've been able to be a part of.
for those who are audience who maybe don't know who Hunter is or who Meat Canyon is or this whole universe of kind of this animation style, I almost think that it's sort of this surreal thing. Could you tell our audience a little bit more about that?
Yeah, he does horror comedy. He does a lot of perverse videos that some people refer to as killed my childhood cartoons, because there's a lot of cartoons that parody and mock stuff like Toy Story and why the toys don't talk, because if Andy were to hear them talk, he'd get cancer spontaneously, and that's why they don't talk to him. So there's a lot of cartoons that you could label as that. But yeah, horror comedy is his main thing, for his content he produces.
I know for a lot of the things I've seen, like I just watched the Disney moms one, or like the Disney adults one, where it's on the plane. And it was just got to be one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever watched. And but it's also satire. It's commenting on something really
Yeah,
real too, and I think that's why they're so popular, and that's why a lot of people can relate to them, is because it's this rapture feeling. I think by watching them, and I'll encourage the audience to check them out as well because it's a really good social commentary. It's definitely perverse. I think it's a great word for it. But sometimes that's a reflection of the world we live in. So I think that works out.
comedy comes in many forms. It comes in a lot of forms, and I don't just do work for Hunter. I do work for my own studio, Barnhouse Collective. Right now, we're doing a project for a D&D spinoff that's coming out. One of the artists for Magic the Gathering, his name is Griffin. He creates Griffin's Saddlebag. He's got a game called Skellies. So if you want to look up Skellies, it's currently out, so you can
This is a
play the
video game
demo
or a
version to
tabletop game?
tabletop. This is a
Wow.
tabletop game.
Okay. That's awesome.
And instead of playing as the humans, you're playing as the skeletons, and your goal is to make the Lich King, the dungeon master, happy, and that can range from going on a quest, getting jewels, having a dance competition. You can do anything you want to try to make the Lich King happy.
That's the
Um,
coolest thing I've ever heard. I'm really into that. So I'm gonna have to check that out. That's really cool. Wow, Skellies. So what capacity are you working on that as an artist and what
the
else?
catchphrase is, oh yeah. So if you look up Griffin's Saddlebag and you look up Skelly's, you can play the demo version. It's not coming out for a couple months, but help him figure out if there's any issues with the game.
I
Um,
love that. So I will
what I'm working
absolutely.
on is I'm art directing the animated commercial that goes along with it, and
Wow.
it's me and a group of other animators, and we're making a very cool black and white piece to go along with the project to kind of set a tone for the style of game it is.
Oh, that's really cool. Like that retro black and white fantasy art, like the line art style, or I'll just have to wait and see. I'll look it up later, maybe.
I'd say it looks like classic pen and ink, so like so very grungy is the
100%.
style.
And I think
But
I cut you
if
off
you're
before. Could you tell me what the catchphrase was? I think I would like to hear that.
oh Skelly's, don't worry, you're already dead.
Perfect.
So I do projects like that. I get to work with my friends and other local artists. I actually got to work with one of your WMU animator students. His name is August. So I got to give August a paid internship to basically mess up. I gave him all the opportunities to work on a project without any sort of risks that he would have in the job field, and he did a very good job. And I think he learned a lot, and it was a pleasure getting to work with him on the projects sections that he was a part of.
That's really cool. I love that. So you told me all these projects you're working on. You were telling me a little earlier, like this is a small community of people. How do you find these projects? Like, do they come up? Is there a big Discord you're all a part of? And it's like, hey, fill out this form if you're interested. Or
Yeah, so with art, it's weird. It's like you can't in art if you're not posting, you don't exist, sadly.
Mhm.
Um, so you need to constantly be saying something to let people know that you're still working. Because a lot of people think like, oh, are you still doing design? Like, well, yeah, I just might not be able to talk about it because some things are like private projects. So letting people know that you're still working is very important. Staying frequent. Um, I can't give any advice on social media right now because like no one really fucking knows where it's going. Oh wait, no,
Don't worry, don't
nobody really
worry.
knows where it's nobody knows where social media is going right now. So like what platform is it or like whatever. I just say stay constant, stay active, just let people know that you make art. And through that, if you are exercising your creative muscle, people will come to you and they'll let you know, hey, I saw you were working on something. I need something. Especially if you're building a reputation of being consistent with work, having a consistent body of work, and that you have a standard, you have a level standard of like what you like to produce. If you're doing that consistently, people will remember you. And then when you do that, that turns into word of mouth, that turns into a client base, that turns into repeat clients. And that's how you try to survive and get work in an industry that is designed to burn you out and not pay you.
Wow. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, I guess? I've heard a lot of claims about the animation industry, but I'd love to hear from you, just a little bit of the rundown of where we're at. I know that a lot of these new technologies and AI, like that massive word and everything. Just give us the rundown. How are you feeling about all that?
Yeah, so really scary stuff with AI and really scary stuff with the industry as a whole. Um, uh, I'm here in Michigan, so I'm not out in California. So I have to work really hard just to get remote work from people. So I'm not claiming to have all the LA insight that everybody else has, but from my friends who are working there, it's extremely tough. Um, Even like the major studios, Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is now owned by the Warner Brothers Corporation, and they got rid of the Cartoon Network building about 2 years ago. And now it's down to just like a handful of Cartoon Network shows, and they're all doing them in-house in Warner Brothers. But there were shows that were already picked up for seasons, shows that were already complete, that are never going to make it into the air. They're all defunct now. So there's people trying to fight for better union contracts for animation. If you heard about the writer's strike, the same thing happens for animators, and there's a lot of animators that are technically writers. There's a lot of storyboard artists who they get the script for a show and they look at it and they go, you know what? I think it would be funnier if he did this. So they're reading between the lines. So when they're writing out the or drawing out the storyboard, they'll add things in there, and it's sometimes referred to as punch up. And when they're adding their punch up to it, it makes the boards better than what was listed in the script. So technically, that storyboard artist is also wearing the hat of a writer, but it's not always. They don't always get credited as that, and they might not always get paid for that additional work. So there's a lot of fighting for us to get paid fairly, get paid properly. But also, there's a lot of fighting to just say that people want cartoons, and there are so many people who just want to watch cartoons that and they're not getting put on the airs. But we just saw that with the recent Porky Pig and Daffy Duck show. That freaking killed on opening week, and they didn't even advertise that movie. So they were hoping to get that as a tax write off for it being a failure. But no, it's still in theaters, and because of that, they're now going to release the Wile E. Coyote movie. So that's pretty cool.
Well, it's cool for the animators, but it's sad to say that the money is the only factor that's determining it. How do you feel about these things like how Meat Canyon's on YouTube and like using YouTube and maybe some of those other non-traditional, cable, I guess like non-television aspects. How do you view utilizing those for like the future of almost film animation?
I think that it's a whole area of media that people aren't paying attention to, and they're starting to, but it's not going away. Uh, I remember when YouTube first started being a thing. I'm not going to give myself an age, but I know that I was there for early YouTube days, and I remember like people being like, "Ah, man, that's just some YouTube thing," and now you've got like the Costco guys going on late night with a Jimmy Fallon or whatever, and so like there are two different areas, but like they're getting closer, and also you have these late night shows posting their stuff on YouTube because they realize that that's also getting them AdSense revenue. So I think what we're watching it like when you're watching your favorite YouTuber and you're watching them blow up, it's a different avenue and there's a lot of risk involved, but the reward is that you get creative freedom and you also don't have to have all the red tape of working for like a major agency like Warner Brothers or Disney or something like that. So if you're the creator and you have a tighter team, it's easier to produce what you want it to produce. You get that creative freedom, but you don't necessarily have the red tape or money behind you that these other groups have. One more thing that I'd bring up is there's also risk. There's some more risk involved because if you post something on YouTube, they're not even clear with their rules for like what should be up on the air. So if they think that you're using copyrighted music, even if you're not, if somebody dings you for a copyright strike, you lose any AdSense revenue on that video. So all the money you put into a video that you think that you're going to get a payout from, you might not get anything just because somebody's like, no, that's a parody of my song. I'm going to take all the money for that one.
Right. YouTube's not a guaranteed employer of these people. It's almost like there's a chance you could be getting paid for this if you're lucky and consistent and honestly safe enough, it sounds like. It sounds like there's a community risk involved of like who's gonna see my content, like who's just not gonna like it for some reason and flag it. Um, or maybe it's gonna get buried beneath some algorithm or something like that. There's no guarantee it'll be even aired to say, you know what I mean? If it doesn't really show up, is it even on the website? So yeah, there's just so many risks involved.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Going forward into the future, though, I'm curious, what advice would you just give to animators and these creatives and how they can utilize their spaces and their platforms to just be as best as they can be to survive? I guess what's the survival guide for them?
Yeah. Okay. So, staying consistent, staying social. I'd say stay social. So if you have other friends who are creators, making sure you can collab with them. Okay. In collaborating with people, it's not just getting the project done, but you're growing a work balance with other people. So if you don't have experience like working in a studio, working alongside your friends helps you know, like, hey, I should work better on my communication skills for giving an idea out there. It's a learning thing for everybody involved. And if what you're doing is consistent, if people are enjoying it, then you already have a team and a good rapport with them to keep it going. But on the opposite side of that, let's say one of your teammates that you're collaborating with or something, let's say they've got a thing that takes off. If you guys were doing well together on your little collaborative projects and they need another person, boom, it's the same thing as what you were going to do. You're lifting them up, they might lift you up. It's a ladder, but it's not a ladder that you have to walk or climb alone. So other people might give you a hand up if you need that help.
100%.
So I
For
guess I guess
yeah,
I guess to be to be more concise, be nice to people, make good work, make regular work, and hope that things work out for you or your friends.
who would have thought hard work and consistency would have been the answer and teamwork as well. Well, I'm curious to
I
kind
mean,
of
I
pivot a little
guess it
bit.
is.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I said, I guess it boils down to that. I wasn't trying to give the old business answer, but creatively, it kind of works.
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely simple, but part of it. I was curious if you could tell us a little bit more about the Shorts Fest, which is the annual festival you mentioned a little earlier. Give us this spiel, like give us the pitch.
Hold on, I got somebody at the door. Hold on,
No
I'm calling you
worries.
back.
I'll pause real quick. Alrighty.
Oh man, I got what, dude? How'd you know I was doing an interview
Oh
today?
my
I don't know.
gosh.
He sent
Wow.
me an email too. Well, you're dressed better than I am, dude. You got a whole tie on. I've just got this sweater on. It's okay. Well, this is Cully. Hey, Cully, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. What's your name again? We met briefly about like 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember that.
My name's Marcus. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
Yeah, this is
Marcus.
Marcus. Marcus is he's our mascot. He helps us host Short Fest. Marcus is actually one of my cartoon characters. Wait, what are you talking about? Well, all right. I imagined you up at one point. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm real. Yeah, so I imagined him, and he's been our spokesperson. He's been our spokesperson for Short Fest for quite some time now, and it's him. And who's that guy that you fly around in the spaceship with? Kitchen. Oh, the Kitchen. There's some space rhino. Yeah, there's a space rhino named Kitchen. And these guys, we abduct artists and we play them on the big screen at the drive-in, and we have a really good time. And we're all weird. And if we get enough good content, we won't have to blow up the earth. And I'm like, yeah, that's a very good deal. We don't have to blow up the earth if people submit their animations. Yeah, they're cartoons. And if you like the cartoons, if they're good, then they won't blow up the earth. We won't blow up the earth. Okay, that's a good deal if you ask me. So we try to
Wow,
help these
okay.
guys out. Yeah, but right now, submissions are open. Yeah, submissions are open. So if there's an artist, and how long do they have till June 1st? Oh, okay. And what if they're not done with their senior thesis yet? You can submit a rough as long as it's done in time for the festival. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's great. That's a good deal. And we show them on the drive-in big screen. You can camp over there, and it's a big celebration for artists. Oh, not just animators on the big screen. There's also the indie dev section. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you have a video game, if you're a video game animator, we're taking a select few for people to play test there and experience the games with you there, walking them through and finding bugs and everything. So yeah, so come on out. Yeah, yeah, come on out. Just look up Short Fest if you want to learn about more artists.
Wow, that's a great experience. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate it. And the promised Armageddon, if we don't submit enough good content, is a great motivator, I think, to have artists just put some stuff in there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You guys are doing good so far. WMU has great artists.
That's true. And there's a lot of people in the School of Visual Arts and Design and Multimedia Arts and Technologies. And I was, like I mentioned, my friend Ryan earlier, who's working on some animated projects. So I'll shout that out a lot. And just remember, June 1st is that submission deadline for Short Shorts Fest. As their website, I could direct people to. They could, I mean, definitely Google it, but
Yeah, if you go to shortshortfest.com, that's the website. Submit your game, submit your animation that you're working on, and homie, I'm so excited about this. We've got original art from Adventure Time that we're raffling off. We've got adventure original art from Powerpuff Girls that we're raffling off, and I can't say all of them, but I have been talking to other artists who worked on SpongeBob. We'll see. But the guy who made Courage the Cowardly Dog, John Dilworth, he has a brand new cartoon that he is featured at the event this year. So if you
wow.
liked Courage growing up, we're going to be showcasing his brand new piece at the festival this year.
Well, that is just what a slew of things to just experience. I'm excited, and I'm gonna have to be there. So I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Hey, I'm excited to see you in person, Cully. Thanks for having us.
Oh, 100%. And thank you again, Marcus. It's always good seeing you.
You too.
Lovely. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the wider listeners?
Yeah. Dang, plugging stuff is never fun. It seems kind of cringe, but like it's very important, especially with the way social media is. So if you followed Short Fest on Instagram or Facebook, that would be a very big deal, very bueno. So follow Short Fest on Instagram or Facebook because those numbers help small community businesses. And two, this event only exists because of artists. So if you guys want it to happen, please come out and please give us feedback of how to grow it because we've been growing it from community feedback for the past 7 years, and we'd like to keep that going. So that's my best advice. And if you want to see what I'm up to, my name is Lee Thompson Art on Instagram or YouTube. So if you want to see me heck around with claymation, animatronics, and stuff like that, check out my Instagram and my YouTube.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, and as well as you, Marcus. And I thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you at the festival.
See you there. Yeah, it's when is it? It's August 9th. Oh,
Well,
it's August 9th.
let's have another
Well,
conversation before it comes up, and we can maybe have it a little bit more centered around what's going on.
you got it. Thank you so much.